A very good morning to you students. So in the previous class, I just summarized the lesson. Who is best? Now who was there in the story and what was the story about? Yes, it was about a old king who had a only daughter and no sons, and the king wanted to give his daughter to a prince who thinks about the welfare of the kingdom as well as its people. So you remember, right? You remember the three princes who had come to marry the princess. But what has happened? The king asks them or gives them a month and asks them to come back with the gifts that is suitable for his daughter as well as for the kingdom and its people. And we also know there were three kings. The first prince comes with diamonds and ruby, the costliest stones, right? The diamonds and rubies are the costliest stones. So he brings the costliest item. The second prince brings a gun to protect himself. The third prince comes with nothing. Now whom did the king choose, do you think? Who is that? Yes, let's see in a explanation. Okay, who is best? Once upon a time in a kingdom far away in Arabia, there lived an old king. He had a beautiful daughter called Jasmine. The king and the princess were full of love for their people. The king had no sons, so he decided to give his kingdom to the person who would marry his daughter. So a king who lived in Arabia, he had no sons, okay, and he was very old, and the daughter and the king, okay, the princess and the king were very happy. They looked after the people very well. They were very lovable. And the king in his old age, he didn't want the kingdom to be in wrong hands. So what he decides, he wanted his daughter to marry a prince who looks after the kingdom and its people. Many princes wanted to marry the princess, but the king wanted a suitable match for his daughter and an able prince to protect his people. So though many wanted, so when the people know, or when the other prince came to know about the daughter or the princess, many wanted to marry her, but the king wanted a suitable prince. So he chooses only three. So he decided to test them. From among the princes who proposed, he selected three, namely Prince Faris, Prince Anush and Prince Zishan. So there were many, among them he selects only three. So among many princes, he felt these three princes are the best ones, the better ones. So he selects three, and now among three, now he has to take the test again, okay. So now selects three and he wanted to give a test to these princes. He told them, I shall give you all a month's time. Whoever brings the best gift for my daughter shall marry her. So he says, I am going to give you a month. So in 1 month you have to get a best gift that is suitable for my daughter, and I am ready to give my daughter to them. Okay, but the gift should be good for my kingdom too. Okay, it is not only for my daughter, but for my kingdom the gift should be suitable or good. All the three princes went their way to bring the best gift for the princess Jasmine. After a month, all the three returned to the king's palace. The king and the princess were curious to see the gifts. Everyone was interested to know what their king would do. So after a month, the three princes come back with their gifts. Now all are interested because all the people are interested because they want to know who will be the next king for the kingdom, or who will rule the kingdom, or who will work for the betterment of that particular kingdom. Prince Faris stood up and showed diamonds and rubies. So the first prince, the first prince, Prince Faris, he shows diamond and rubies. And how did he get them? He explains there, I have brought these precious stones for Princess Jasmine. A king had them with him. I fought with him, killed him, and brought these diamond rubies. So first prince, that is Faris, he has brought diamond and rubies. How did he get them? He has fought with the other king who had these diamond and rubies, and he killed him, and he has brought these diamond and rubies for the princess, that is for Jasmine. Next prince, now the next turn, that is Anush. Now what did he get? Next prince got up and showed a gun. He said, I have brought a gun to protect ourselves from our enemies. This gun can kill many people from distance. So Anush has brought a gun because he wanted to protect himself. The king or the prince needs a gun, right? Because they need to protect from their enemies. So he has brought the gun in order to protect themselves. So these two are thinking only about themselves. So first prince, he has brought only to Jasmine, that is diamond and rubies. The second prince, he has brought the gun to protect Jasmine and the prince, that means Anush. So protect them, and this gun from a distance they can shoot the enemies. Now it was Prince Zishan's turn. He had brought nothing. He bowed to the king and said, I could not bring anything for the princess as I was busy the whole month. Now Zishan, the last prince, the third prince, he stands up and he says, I have brought nothing. So he has brought nothing, and he also says that king, I couldn't get anything because I was busy throughout a month. What made you so busy? So now the king is asking him, so since he has brought nothing, so he is asking him, what made you so busy? Asked the king. The prince replied politely, my lord, there is a village in a neighboring kingdom. Some thieves entered it and took away the cows and corn of the villagers. I attacked the thieves and returned the cows and corn to the villagers. Then I handed over the thieves to the king and requested him to protect his people. So why was he so busy? So in his neighboring kingdom, there was a theft, there was a robbery. So what has happened? These robbers have stolen the cows and the corn of the villagers. These have stolen, and Prince Zishan was ready to find out who has stolen them. So he had gone there, he has fought with the thieves, and he has handed over the thieves to the king of that particular kingdom, and whatever they had stolen from the villagers, he had given them back. And he also requested the king to protect his people. The king said, the first prince thinks only about wealth. So first prince, he thinks only about wealth. So what did he get? He brought diamond and rubies. So he is thinking about only his life, his luxurious life, or his wealth. The second prince wants to protect himself. So he has brought a gun and he wants to protect himself. But the third one is brave and kind too. He can protect my kingdom and people. So he shall marry my daughter and rule my kingdom. So I told you in the last video who is best. Whom did the king choose? Now tell me, whom did the king choose? Yes, the king chooses the third prince, that is Zishan, because he was brave and he was kind. And he feels that he is the best prince or the king to rule the kingdom because he protects kingdom and people. All the people in the palace were very happy with the king's decision. Long live the king, long live Prince Zishan. They all cheered. So now people are very happy because the king had chosen a right person to rule the kingdom and its people and also marry his daughter. So this is all about the lesson who is best. So children, I want you to go through the lesson, write the lesson or the summary of the lesson in your own words, maybe around 4 to 5 sentences in your own words, and try to read the lesson at least twice or thrice by yourself. Thank you children. Have a nice day.